morning children, welcome to online class. This is Sheila, your computer science teacher. In last class we practiced 4 programs, isn't it? 2 programs, how to write, how to add 3 numbers, and 2 programs to check the errors, isn't it? Today we shall see what is a data type and variable. Yes, see, generally when we write a programming language, in every programming language, when we write a program, what happens is there will be 2 basic elements that we always concentrate. One is going to be your data type, the other one is going to be variable. Yes, see, in every program you will have data types. See, for writing a program there will be certain predefined names for defining a variable. That such name is actually called as what? Built-in data types. Yes, now let us see the concepts of data type. Here what they have written, name is equal to Ram, age is equal to 15, average mark is equal to 85.6. in this, name, age, average mark, all these are going to be variables. Yes, Ram, 15, 85.6 are all going to be termed as values. Yes, in a programming language, fields are referred as variables and values are referred as data. Yes, name, age, average and all is a field. We define that as variables, and the values that we give here, Ram, 15, 85.6 are termed as data. Yes, each data item in the above example looks different, isn't it? See, one is going to be a name, the other one is going to be an age, the other one is going to be average marks. One is characters. Characters is RAM, Ram. Age is an integer number. A whole number. We don't have any decimals there, isn't it? And what about average mark? It is a decimal number. It's a fractional number actually, right? So each and everything differs. Yes. Before we get into this, before handling any data, it should be clearly specified to the language compiler what kind of data we are going to use. Yes, because all the data types are already predefined. If I'm going to use any decimal values, I have to get into float. And if I'm going to give any complete number which is not going to be a decimal, I have to go for integer. And if it is going to be characters, I have to get into char. Yes, all these are data types which is actually used frequently. Yes. Here we have 3 main categories of your data types. One is going to be fundamental data type, the other one is going to be user defined data type, the last one is derived data type. See, what is your user defined data type? User defined data type is nothing but your structure, union, class, enumeration. What is a structure? See, structure and union, all these are going to be a heterogeneous collection of data items and we will be using it in one function. Yes. Whereas enumeration, for assigning values by default on our own, we will be giving enumeration. And fundamental data types, basic data types that is already there. Integral types and void. What is integral types? Int, character and all. Right? And what about floating point? Floating point is decimal values. Float, double, both are decimal values only. Yes. What about derived data types? Your array, function, pointer, reference, all these are going to be derived data types. What is array? Array is nothing but a homogeneous collection of data item. As we read the concepts again, as we go on with the concepts, you will be capable of understanding what is an array, right? Because it's a big concept, we will come to know it in further classes. Yes. And pointer points to the address of the variable. And even this concept we will see it in the further classes. Yes. Now let us see how you write how do you declare a variable. How do we declare a variable? Data type, variable name. People who has attended your live session will know this, isn't it? What is the data type that we had during our class? I explained, right? Int A. Int is going to be a data type. A is going to be a variable name. See, they have given int num1. I can even assign multiple values together. How can I assign? Num1, num2, comma sum. Every statement should end up with a semicolon. Yes. And here int underscore science underscore. Look at this int computer science underscore marks. What happens? Even this is ready for storing your marks, isn't it? It's in one variable only. And what are the types of available? Character and float, double and wide. What is int data type? I already told you it is going to, what is it? Integer data type returns only integer numbers. I mean the whole numbers. Yes. If a variable is declared as int, what happens is it will not store any fractional values. If you try to store a fractional value also, it will be accepting and it will be giving you only what? A whole number. Yes. Int num is equal to 12. Num1 is a variable which is declared as integer. Yes. And what is the value that is stored there? It is 12. What about character? Character is characters, alphabets that we give is going to be termed as what? Characters. See here, C is equal to A. When we give a character, we have to assign that with a single quote only. Okay. So character C is a variable, A is a value that we assign. So character. Do you think this program will run? Actually not. What they have tried is character CH is equal to single quotes A. Character CH is equal to single quotes A. This is what they actually tried. They left H here. Yes, if they have not given H here, even while writing we should not use H. Clear? So character C is equal to A. C out C means what is the value that I will get for C? It is going to be A. It's an error. Okay. Or either change it as character CH is equal to A. Fine. Next, character CH is equal to A. Now what we are doing? C out CH plus 1. What will happen? What will be the next value? What will be the value to be printed? What will be the value that is actually printed? Actually, it takes the character A. Yes, A plus 1 will actually give you the next value B. And you know where this B will be stored? In the same alphabet. Yes. Have a look here. Shall we go through this program now? Yes. Int. Yes. Your execution always starts from main. Very good. Your execution always starts from main. Yes. Your execution always starts from main. What are the data types available here? Integer and character. Very good again. What is the variable that is being assigned for integer? It is n. What is the variable that is being assigned for character? It is ch. Now what happens? Cout /n, enter the ASCII code 0 to 255. What will happen? Which is actually present in the double quotes will be executed, will be printed as it is in the screen, isn't it? So enter an ASCII code 0 to 255 will be printed as it is. Next, what am I doing? I am getting a value. Yes, what am I doing? I am getting a value for my integer n. Yes, we are getting a value for Cn. Let it be what they have taken here. It is 100. That 100 is actually assigned to ch. Ch is a character. Now what will happen? Equivalent character. For 100, what is the ASCII value that is being present will be printed as it is. That's it. Let me repeat. Your execution always starts from main. We have declared two variables here, n and ch. N is an integer, ch is a character. Whatever is given in the double quotes will be printed as it is. And this is a input statement which gets the value of n. It is actually, you can give any values. The value that is equivalent to it will be printed. We are getting it as 100. What is the value, equivalent value of 100? 100 is actually stored, assigned to ch here. Yes. What will happen? Equivalent character. This statement will be printed as it is. And for this ch, what will happen is, since it is a character, value will not be printed. The variable that is actually assigned for this number will be printed. Able to follow? Yes. What is a float data type? There are two advantages of using. See, float is nothing but decimal values only. Okay, they can represent values between. If a variable is declared as 4, all the values stored are going to be floating point values only. Right? They can represent values between the integers. They can represent a much greater range of values. At the same time, floating point operation takes more time to execute compared to your integer type. This is the disadvantage of your floating point operation. So what is the disadvantage? It takes some time, but we will not know any differences as we execute, but internally it takes nanoseconds, maybe quite a different seconds or nanoseconds or microsecond differences you may have in executing a code. Yes, so float num is equal to 13.4. Float is a data type, num is a variable. What is the value that is being assigned? 13.4. See, your double is also used for holding floating point numbers only, but the difference is it occupies double the space compared to your float. Yes, it occupies double the space compared to your float. Yes, what about void? Void does not return any value. It means it is empty. Yes, it does not return any value. Memory representations and fundamental data types. Yes, shall we see now? For character in your Dave C++, for your character, what happens? Now let us represent the data type in terms of bytes and bits. In Dave C++, what happens is, for your character, as we specify, it takes 1 byte. 1 byte means 8 bits. What is the range of value it is going to have? Minus 128 to 127. What about integer? It is going to take 2 byte space, which is actually double the portion, 8. If 1 byte is equal to 8 bits, 2 byte is going to be 16 bits. 4, double the portion again. 8, double the portion again. Yes. Data type modifiers. See, these modifiers are used to modify the storing capacity of a fundamental data type except the void type. Yes, modifiers can be used to modify. They can either expand or reduce the memory allocation according to the any fundamental data type. Actually, it is called as what? Qualifiers. There are 4 modifiers actually: signed, unsigned, long and short. Yes. Short is a short form of your shortend, which actually takes 2 bytes. It is actually 16 bits. Yes, as well your unsigned, it is not going to take any negative values. It is going to be of 2 bytes, again 16 bits. It has a range as well. For your signed short, it is going to be a minus, an integer with minus sign. Again, it is going to be a negative value. Integer, it may or may not be signed. It can be positive or it can be negative value. What about unsigned int? Unsigned int, an integer without any sign, that is minus symbol. It means it is positive. Yes. What about signed int? Signed int is an integer with sign. It means it is going to be negative. What about long? Long is a short name for your long int, which actually takes 4 bytes. Whenever we specify it with long, it is going to take more storage space. For your short int, it was actually 2. Whereas for your long, it is going to be 4 bytes. Yes. What about your character? Character in terms of bytes, character is a signed ASCII character, isn't it? For 1 byte, it is going to take 8 bits. For unsigned character, it is also going to be without a sign. Yes, it means it is a positive value. It is going to take what? 8 bits. Signed character, which is actually negative, it also occupies 8 bits. What about floating point? Floating point, see here, why do we learn this is, they are just making you understand that for altering your spaces for your data type, let it be integer, let it be float, let it be what else, character, for anything and everything, for altering a space we need a modifier, and that modifier is going to be long, short, and all. What happens is, they just specify whether it is going to be a negative space or a positive space. For that specification alone, we will be using these such modifiers. Yes. Float is going to be of 4 types, 4 bytes. Double is going to be of 8 bytes, and long double is going to be of 10 bytes. This is the difference between your Turbo C++ and Dave C++. See, for your int and all, no, for your Dave, it is just going to take only 2 bytes. Whereas here, your Dave C++ will occupy 4, and this is what, unfortunately, we are using only Dave, which is a freeware. Yes, this is how the space will be allocated. In case if I'm just going to give a variable a, which is of integer type, this a will be occupying 4 byte in the memory location, memory allocation actually. Yes, that is what is actually called as what? Spaces. Int a is equal to 2. If I'm going to give this 2 will be allocated somewhere in that integer spaces. And we also know the range of data it can hold, isn't it? 32,000 something. Yes, children, we shall stop with this and we shall proceed with the variable in our next class. Thank you.